Tonight, a former Newport News administrator is speaking with us weeks after she called out the school district following the shooting.
Now, she claims there was no support for teachers being assaulted daily. News 3 reporter Antoinette Del Bell joins us now live here in our studio.
And Annie, I understand this former administrator is telling you that disciplinary issues are being underreported.
Yeah, and some not even reported at all, Kurt. Julianne Marse has been an educator for 32 years. She spent 11 of those years as an assistant principal in Newport News schools. She tells me the school system is broken. Julianne Marse says she's not only seen the violence firsthand, but experienced it herself with some of those students who were only in kindergarten.
I was kicked, spit on, hit, hair pulled, bruises on me when I would come home.
In a letter we showed you last week, Marse wrote to the school board calling out the administration's lack of leadership. The email sent just days after police say a 6-year-old shot his first grade teacher, Abby Warner. Marse writes that she told then superintendent Dr. George Parker in 2019 that students were out of control, schools were not safe, and no support was being given to teachers and administrators who were being assaulted daily by students.
I retired in December of 2019 because I was being assaulted daily by a 6-year-old.
For more than a decade, Marse was in charge of discipline in her buildings as an assistant principal in the Newport News School District. She says in her time with the district, school leaders were not doing enough, including not reporting when students made threats or violently misbehaved, something she says is required to be reported by law.
The administrator is supposed to complete what's called a threat assessment on that student. I can say with complete and utter conviction that that's not happening in most Newport News public schools.
Marse says a threat assessment committee in the school is supposed to come up with a plan on how to help the child. But she tells me she's witnessed disciplinary issues essentially being swept under the rug so that it doesn't affect the school's accreditation status. Marse says many schools weren't following the threat assessment protocol then and believes many still aren't.
I reached out for help to my superiors, and basically the message is just deal with it. That is the same exact thing that happened with Abby in her classroom.
And we just heard back from the school district spokesperson within the last 30 minutes. She says they do have guidelines for what would require a threat assessment. That includes bullying, stalking, and threatening behavior. She would not comment on if a threat assessment has recently been done, saying they can't comment on ongoing investigation. I'm Antoinette Del Bell, News 3.